Oh, I have to figure out an intro, don't I? Shoot, what's my intro gonna be? Oh, I'll do that.
Water, earth, fire, air. My grandmother used to tell me stories about the old days, a time of peace, when the Avatar kept balance between the Water Tribes, Earth Kingdom, Fire Nation, and Air Nomads. But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar mastered all 4 elements. Only he could stop the ruthless firebenders. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years have passed, and the Fire Nation is nearing victory in the war. 2 years ago, my father and the men of my tribe journeyed to the Earth Kingdom to help fight against the Fire Nation, leaving me and my brother to look after our tribe. Some people believe that the Avatar was never reborn into the Air Nomads and that the cycle is broken. But I haven't lost hope. I still believe that somehow, the Avatar will return to save the world.
Hi, welcome to my channel.
Hey, Uncle Kenny! Football! Hey, yeah!
It has been an incredible road down the Bangtan universe, and as of now, this is, according to the guide that I have, and I know there's some non-official stuff, there's some extra content that I haven't quite reacted to, but this is the last official current Bangtan universe reaction, and that's a little bittersweet. I've been doing this for months and it has absorbed a lot of my thoughts and I've really enjoyed it, and it's been wonderful. And I'm excited to see where we go next, and as future videos come out, being able to add on to this. But for now, we've caught up, and that's really exciting. If you're new here, my name is Cedric. I'm an actor, a filmmaker, a screenwriter, and a YouTube reactor, also a Bengals fan, and they just lost. So my day could be better.
This yours? No? What am I supposed to do with it? It ain't mine.
But it's great because we're here together. We're continuing our dive into the Bangtan universe, and of course I want to say thank you to Anitra at Say What Reacts for being a part of this since before the very beginning, for encouraging me to take this on, and for giving me the guide, for giving me the notes. I want to say thank you to Jan for the notes volume 2. I want to say thank you to all of you for watching these, and I hope you'll continue to watch my future BTS reactions. I am going to continue reacting to them because they're great. They're really good, and I think it's not just the Bangtan universe, it's everything that they're doing is extraordinary. So I'm excited. I also, of course, want to say thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Thank you for your support. Right now I'm in, if you're wondering why my background looks so weird, it's because I'm currently in Pullman, Washington, where I'm rehearsing Sunset Boulevard at the Regional Theater of the Palouse. We open on September 30th and we run till October 10th. So if you're anywhere near Pullman, Washington, and you would like to and you would like to come see an extraordinary musical with a wonderful cast at a wonderful theater, please come check us out. I'll leave a link with more information in the description of this video, but please feel free to come check us out. It's going to be a really great show. I'm really enjoying the rehearsal process and getting to know this character, and I think you're going to love it. So I hope those of you that are able to come see can. Today we are doing 2 videos. One is not technically, as I understand it, official BU, and that is Singularity. And then the second video, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it's in the title, you've already seen it, that is apparently official. And then I know that some other videos have been recommended. I think Film Out and maybe a few others. I think I'm supposed to rewatch On. I know it's not official canon stuff, but it's apparently interesting to watch it and think about the implications and maybe some of the hints that they've dropped in that. So we'll see if I end up doing that. I certainly want to see Film Out. I know I've already seen On, so we'll see, but okay. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into our last current, as of now, Bangtan Universe video. Here we go. Big hit. Entertainment. Nice. Already love it. Oh, that was good. Yeah, let's talk through a couple things already. First, V's voice is so unique. The rich texture, baritone, age of it. I forget what I said. It was like one of my first videos where I said, I forget what his voice sounded like, but like he just has such a rich age and wisdom to his voice. I feel like sometimes when V sings, he's just inhabited by like a 40-year-old man that's lost a lot. I mean that as a compliment. He just sort of has this different personality in his voice sometimes. It's cool to hear. And it's so good. It's such a good voice. In this sequence here, he has a really nicely textured coat. Again, costuming, it seems like a weird thing to talk about, but especially contrasted with what he's dancing with that red jacket. His has this nice kind of almost furry texture to it, and it's just visually interesting. He has his own hand coming through. Those kinds of dances are always interesting to watch. I don't know if it's the other members or these background dancers that I guess those aren't members of BTS, laying on the ground around him. It just makes it really interesting to watch. He's clearly trying to break away from this thing, but it keeps pulling him back in. He hasn't had much of a love story in the Bangtan universe, so I don't know if that's just the idea of something being fake or if he's holding himself back in, if that's what this idea is. Not being able to recognize himself or see that something else that's holding him back is genuinely just himself. I'm not sure. But then even just on this spot where I paused, which sort of looks like what we've seen in other things, in Fake Love, in The Warehouse, in the Japanese version of, not Run. Was it Run? I Need You, one of those two. We have kind of this warehouse type feel, very cement. We have orange light coming through and creating lines, very Blade Runner feel to what's happening there with the use of color and light. But already so richly visually textured. So nice. Wonderful dance, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Let's go back and just watch the foot movement here. Also, look how beautifully rich and saturated that back blue is versus what's ahead of him here. They're doing that in this. They've had really saturated colors kind of flooding the backgrounds. I wonder what that's about. But watch his foot movement here. 8 masks. I buried my voice for you. There's something so satisfying about people doing things on the downbeat there, like him going. Like, that's so visually satisfying to see. And it's really well edited. The masks, obviously, to me, evoke fake love for obvious reasons. But what I find interesting is that there's 8 of them and there's only 7 members. Now, again, I know this isn't necessarily firmly Bangtan universe, but we also know that we've seen 2 Jimins. So who knows exactly what that's talking about, but look at the use of colors. The fact that he's wearing orange and the blue here, orange and blue, really pop against each other. So that's really interesting. The fact that when he said that he's buried himself, that he's upside down, black background, white, they're using a lot of things that really pop against each other. It's a really nice use of production design. Now we've got purple. He's laying down on that, okay. So smooth. Nice harmony on that too. Interesting use of the shadow there, the shadow over his face. Just to go back 5 seconds, rewatch this. The shadow over his face is actually purple. So that's a situation of, and I learned this in theatrical design, and I'm not very good at the design aspect of things, but that's a situation of actually making purple the absence there, so that the shadow is cast as purple. So that's really unique. You know, we just introduced purple during that last verse, or during the last chorus, wherever it was, in this other room that he's in with the flowers, which obviously brings to mind, I'm just going to say it was I Need You, because I think it was the I Need You Japanese version where they had all the flowers, as well as Run, I think it was, when he was sitting in like the small compartment with the light coming over top, and they had him flooded with light here. So it does feel like, even if this isn't canonical, they're definitely referencing his character throughout. Also, I just want to acknowledge how smooth he is, and his dance and his voice, everything is very, not mellow, but very controlled, very smooth, very flowing, and it's really cool to watch. Now we've got a kind of a brown tint over this. I love that bass rumble. The foot movement is so good. Nice. Good transition. There's 8 of them there. See what I mean? We got that word flooding in again. Kind of sounds like a ticking clock. I've got red and green. That almost looks like the Matrix. So we're back in that space again, but now it's just white. Something really interesting with the cinematography here is they're not always following him. When he drops out of frame, the camera's actually staying up. And that's really interesting with this whole idea that he's talking about, if this isn't real, tell me that I'm real, tell me that I'm here, tell me that I'm functioning. And the camera is sometimes pretending like he's not even the focal point. And that's so interesting to see. Now we're in this very green-brown space covered with papers and newspapers of some kind, where we kind of have this feeling of it being dead. He's in this black trench coat. It feels like the Matrix, that kind of thing going on. There's a sense of the other in this. There's a sense of a different focus, or that there's something kind of haunting him. Maybe it's this idea of the hand through the jacket that the other dancers were with as well, that it's not really about him and it's not real. And that's really kind of scary to see, and it's really well done. Oh, that was a nice shot. That's a beautiful shot. Yeah. Now he's creating his own mask. Huh. Okay. Well, that was fascinating. And now yeah, I can see why we're not quite sure if that's canonical or not. Because there's a lot that feels like it was, but then, you know? So, I'm really intrigued. Let's find out what the other song is. Let's do that. That's gonna be the move.
Yeah, I'm learning. We'd like to keep you around. Yeah, me too.
It's Epiphany. I had to look it up. It's Epiphany. So, this is the last song of our official journey. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't other things. I know there's like the game trailer and stuff, but this is like the last song and music video that's officially canon. So that's kind of wild. So, is this right? Sorry, I panicked. This is going really well. Final video, and I can't get myself pulled together to do this. Okay, yes, this is it. So, answer Epiphany comeback trailer. And I just realized that I don't think I screen recorded that last one, so that's gonna suck to edit. So I want to screen record this one. That'll make that easier. Okay, everything's fine. Here we go with Epiphany. This is the last one. I'm a little sad. I'm a little melancholy about this. I can't lie to you. Okay. The Epiphany comeback trailer. Big hit entertainment. Black and white, cool. I like the pattern on the floor. That's a long opening shot as far as the movement.
참 이상해 분명 난 너를 너무 사랑했는데 모두 너에게
Flowers.
맞추고 널 위해 살고 싶었는데 그럴수록 내 맘속에 폭풍을 감당할 수 없게 돼 웃고 있는
got a very
가슴 속에 진짜 내
1950s,
모습을
60s
다
feel.
드러내 I'm the one I should love in this world 빛나는 나를 소중한 내
Is there color in there?
영혼에
Oh,
이제야
shoot.
깨달아 So I love me 좀 부족해도 너무 아름다운 걸 I'm the one I should love
Singing it back. Wow. Okay, so I have to think within the realm of my last theory on Jungkook being the only one that's real. What if Jungkook is also just like a young... What if they're all previous versions of Jin? Isn't that possible too? So they're all like Jin at different stages of development that's kind of being held inside his head. And Jungkook is like the purely innocent one that started the fall that led to where Jin is. And that would make sense because he's taking the pictures. They're all his own memories, right? Because that's what this feels like it indicates to me. It starts in black and white. Which, by the way, just from a technological standpoint, what an achievement, because you have to light specifically for black and white. There's things you have to do to get the contrast to pop, and it legitimately looked like they were shooting purely for that. And then it comes in, and it's blue and brown and all these things, but it's also such a cohesive artistic design when the color actually comes into it. That was rather extraordinary from a technical standpoint. It was a really great use of orange, blue, brown, and that color scheme. But also, what a way to just show the passing of time. It reminded me, if you guys have ever seen this movie, it reminded me of A Ghost Story, which stars Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara, and it's a weird film, but it's very good. It's very well made. It reminded me a lot of that. It kind of evoked the same energy and the same feeling. Yeah, I'm kind of really... I know I change theories every video, but what if it really is that Jungkook is just the youngest Jin? They're all different iterations of Jin as he's learned, as he's experienced things, or just all different aspects of his mind with where he is now. Because again, we're getting back to this point where he's kind of the central focal point. I don't know, I feel like there's got to be like 10 different totally valid supported theories, right? I guess we'll find out one day, maybe. Rain's coming down in 2 different directions. That's interesting. Stops to wipe off his lid. That's interesting. Cool. Good sound design. Yeah, we see the rain rushing upwards. We've associated with rain with Jungkook and Jimin.
In this world, 빛나는 나를 소중한 내 영혼을 이제야 깨달아. So I love me 좀 부족해도 너무 아름다운 걸
Shadow on the wall too. Fake love, anyone? He's got such a good voice. Back to black and white. Quick grayscale. This is such a technical achievement to have all the different Jins in there. Look at the way he's walking too. He's walked like that before in these. I don't know what that says. What does that say? I mean, I'll Google that to find out what it says. No. No. Mm-mm. No. Whoever plans these out, whoever decides how they're going to end, I just want to talk.
He did not, in fact, just want to talk.
No, for real. That was a technical achievement, but man, I don't want it to end like that. That's a cliffhanger. So it's got to be that it's just him, right? That's what it's all been building toward. It's just him. Yep. I think. Wow. It's well done. It's well made. I'm sure we're going to have many more BU videos to come, but that's where I'm going to leave this one. Thanks for watching. What am I even doing here? I hope you enjoyed. Please fix your posture, drink lots of water, question the meaning of existence, and I'll see you next time. But until then, please be well and brahe.